Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee, so I hope you have a cup of coffee or tea and have a few minutes while we chat. So happy February 24th, if you can believe that. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone. I feel like we just had a Cyber Monday sale yesterday. Next Monday's my birthday, and that's kind of fun. I get to have Monday Morning Coffee and Chat on my birthday. That'll be a few years before that happens again. And let's see, it's raining and cold here in Fort Knox, Kentucky. So typical February. At least it's not snowing. My kids are sad about that. They were hoping for another snow day this year, but I don't see one in their future. So I've been working on Alexander's Appeal. I have a publication date set for that now, so that will come out on April 21st. Yay! So I'll finish that in the next couple of weeks and get it to my editors and get started on Daisy's Decision, which is the third book in the Dixon Brothers. Well, really four if you count Courtney Calla. So I talked about on Inspy Romance this weekend. I talked about writing the bad boy trope because that's John is the bad boy of the bunch, and so. I've always loved men, like tortured heroes, angsty heroes, finding peace. I've always loved that. So I've been able to give that to John a little bit. All right, so today's question is, where did Gregg take you on your first date? So that's an interesting story because, you know, there's nothing simple with me in stories. So I met Gregg as he was coming through Tallahassee, Florida, on his way to Lakeland, Florida to visit a mutual friend of ours. He came by because my computer had crashed and all of my books were on that computer. And I didn't have backups because this was, 2001, or January of 2002. And so I had floppy disks was what would have been the backup, and, basically I hadn't backed anything up. And so, the mutual friend had put us in touch. He tried to help me over the phone. I really couldn't understand what he was saying to do. He was telling me like what to type verbatim, and like on the C prompt where it's all the black screen typing code, and he's like, okay, and he said type, and then hit the tilde. And when I said I don't know what a tilde is, he said, okay, I'm coming through Florida. He lived in Anniston, Alabama. I'm coming through Florida next weekend. I can stop by actually driving through Tallahassee, so I can stop and fix your computer for you. And so that was the third week of January, and we met on a Friday afternoon. He fixed my computer, and we were starving, and I had like planned to make him dinner. And so I had stuff in my refrigerator ready to go to cook. And he's like, no, I'll take you somewhere. And it was Boston Market. And so I was 75 pounds lighter than I am now. And I was very skinny. And I always have been until the past since Jeb was born. So before Jeb was born, I was like super skinny. And in fact, my maiden name is Poe, and in school they used to call me Bean Poe because I was like as thin as a beanpole. So, Gregg said his first impression of me was that he needed to feed me. And then we went to Boston Market, and I ordered like half a chicken and, this massive amount of sides because my metabolism was so high that I would be starving halfway through a meal, like starving, shaking, hungry, with food in my mouth. And so when he saw me eat the chicken, he was overwhelmed with like attraction to me because apparently, I ate it with enthusiasm and gusto. And that was technically our first date. And the first time we held hands was to pray over that meal. And we were engaged 3 months later, and we got married 3 months after that. So we met in January, we were married in June. And so he went to Afghanistan in 2002. He landed in Afghanistan on September 11th, 2002. And then he came home And our first anniversary was actually our wedding reception, because we went to a justice of the peace to get married because he was deploying. And so we had our first anniversary was a wedding reception. Second anniversary, he planned. And so what he did was he went to that same Boston market, and he had them section off a part of the restaurant, and on the table was like, instead of paper plates, it was like china and crystal, and there was like a bucket of champagne and roses on the table. And we came in and we sat down, and he had pre-ordered, and so they served us as if in a nice restaurant. There was candles lit. And so Boston Market is very special to us, and there isn't one where we live. And so anytime we're in a town that has a Boston Market, we go, because it's a big deal to us. It's like, you know, where we started. So anyway, y'all have a great week. I'm going to get back to work, and I will see y'all next Monday. God bless you.